Yo, what is up, guys? It's Pedro here. So the Washington football team just drafted wide receiver Dyami Brown. I love this pick. The Washington football team just added another explosive weapon to their offense, alongside Terry McLaurin, Antonio Gibson, JD McKissic, Logan Thomas, and Curtis Samuel. This offense is going to be fun to watch. They still need to get a tight end, but I absolutely love this pick. This is this guy's a home run hitter. If you look at his stats, he had 55 catches for 1,099 yards. He averaged 20 yards per catch, had 8 touchdowns this past season, 12 touchdowns the year before. He's a touchdown waiting to happen. I'm trying to see if he did any punt returns and kick returns, so it looks like he didn't, but who knows? Maybe he can do that. He's about 6'1", 185 pounds. He's an outside guy. I assume he can probably play a little bit in the slot, but it looks like, a lot of his better plays were on the outside, and Daniel Jeremiah's, comparison for Dyami Brown was Terry McLaurin, so that's pretty funny. He was projected, some people had him, projected into the late first round, but most people had him in that second round range. I really do like this pick. It adds another playmaker to our offense, adds, explosive plays. I mean, he is just an animal. You look at those stats that I just showed you. I mean, averaging 20 yards per catch. He played at UNC, had a really good quarterback this past year, but, 20 touchdowns in 2 seasons. I really, really like that. He's going to play outside for us. Another third-round pick that I really like, and he has a chance to, last year with Antonio Gibson and the year before with Terry McLaurin, that could be 3 straight years with amazing offensive weapons that we add in the third round. Let's look at some of his strengths and weaknesses. So average 20 plus yards per catch over last 100 grabs. I talked about that. Had 8 touchdowns of 40 plus yards during career, and scored every 5.3 catches since 2019. That is an amazing stat right there. Builds up into vertical separation downfield. And I think his 40-yard dash was like a 4.43. So pretty good speed, not as good as, Terry and Curtis, but still very good speed. Got a long body with long reach, battles for jump ball positioning, and speed, opens up comebacks and deep digs. Still needs to work a little bit on his, route running, but I really, really like him. Amazing on those, go routes. You guys can see some of the other strengths and weaknesses here for him. So I think this is a great pick. We'll see how this affects, AGG, Kelvin Harmon. We'll see how many, receivers they end up, carrying on the roster. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But Dyami Brown on go routes since 2019, 15 catches, so tied for first since that period, 606 yards, 8 touchdowns. Again, like this pick. So if, early projections, this is how our receiving core is going to look. Obviously, you're going to have Terry in the on the outside, but Terry is very versatile. But since we have some other players that can play on the slot, I think Terry is going to, almost always line up on the outside. Last year, he did a little bit of both. You're going to have Curtis Samuel and Adam Humphries in the slot, and then Curtis Samuel can also go to the outside, and then Dyami Brown is going to be on the outside as well. So we'll see how that affects, AGG, Kelvin Harmon, and even Cam Sims. I think Cam Sims is pretty safe to make the roster this season just because of, the guaranteed money on his deal, but you never know, and we'll see what happens with AGG. But I'm liking how this draft, played out. Matt Miller, one of these NFL analysts, says, another great pick for Washington. Dyami Brown was a round 2 receiver. He's capable of being a Deebo Samuel type receiver. Very good yards after catch ability. 4 picks, 4 home runs. So I think this is a great pick because, it adds explosive plays. It's going to be fun to watch our offense this year with all of these playmakers. Still think we need to add a tight end, but Tommy Tremble out of Notre Dame, as of this video, is still out there. And same thing with Brevin Jordan, and there's some other guys. So they can still add some tight ends and maybe even a safety on day 2. But they got their linebacker in the first, got probably their starting left tackle in the second, got a good cornerback for depth with some high upside, and then now got a receiver who is going to be special, in my opinion. We're going to have more videos on all these, draft picks that we made today, and, we're going to make tomorrow in the future when I go deeper into them in terms of, watching some of their, tapes. So it's going to be very interesting to see. So appreciate you guys watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hit that like button, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.